So he commanded, and the armies gave a deep, resounding roar like waves crashing against a cliff when the south wind whips it, bearing down some craggy headland jutting out to sea. The waves will never leave it in peace, thrashed by gales that hit from every quarter, breakers left and right. The troops sprang up, scattered back to the ships, lit fires beside their tents and took their meal. Each sacrificed to one or another deathless god, each man praying to flee death in the grind of war. But the lord of men, Agamemnon, sacrificed a fat rich ox, 5 years old, to the son of mighty Cronus, Zeus, and called the chiefs of all the Argive forces. Nestor first and foremost, then King Idomeneus, the great and little Ajax, Tydeus' son Diomedes, and Odysseus sixth, a mastermind like Zeus. The lord of the war cry, Menelaus, came uncalled. He knew at heart what weighed his brother down. They stood in a ring around the ox, took up barley, and then, rising among them, King Agamemnon raised his voice in prayer. Zeus, Zeus, God of greatness, God of glory, Lord God of the dark clouds who lives in the bright sky, don't let the sun go down or the night descend on us, not till I hurl the smoke-black halls of Priam headlong, torch his gates to blazing rubble, rip the tunic of Hector and slash his heroic chest to ribbons with my bronze, and a ruck of comrades round him, groveling face down, gnaw their own earth. And so Agamemnon prayed, but the son of Cronus would not bring his prayer to pass, not yet. The father accepted the sacrifices, true, but doubled the weight of thankless, ruthless war. Once the men had prayed and flung the barley, first they lifted back the heads of the victims, slit their throats, skinned them and carved away the meat from the thigh bones, and wrapped them in fat. A double fold sliced clean and topped with strips of flesh, and they burned these on a cleft stick, peeled and dry, spitted the victuals, held them over Hephaestus' flames, and once they'd charred the thighs and tasted the organs, they cut the rest into pieces, pierced them with spits, roasted them to a turn, and pulled them off the fire. The work done, the feast laid out, they ate well, and no man's hunger lacked a share of the banquet. When they had put aside desire for food and drink, Nestor, the noble old horseman, spoke out first. Marshal Atrides, lord of men, Agamemnon, no more trading speeches now, no more delay, putting off the work the god puts in our hands. Come, let the heralds cry out to all contingents. Full battle armor, muster the men along the ships. Now down we go, united, review them as we pass, down through the vast encampment of Achaea, the faster to rouse the slashing god of war. Agamemnon, the lord of men, did not resist. He commanded heralds to cry out loud and clear and summon the long-haired Achaean troops to battle. Their cries rang out. The battalions gathered quickly. The warlords dear to the gods and flanking Agamemnon strode on ahead, marshalling men-at-arms in files. And down their ranks the fiery-eyed Athena bore her awesome shield of storm, ageless, deathless. 100 golden tassels, all of them braided tight and each worth 100 oxen, flowed along the front. Her shield of lightning dazzling, swirling around her. Headlong on, Athena swept through the Argive armies, driving soldiers harder, lashing the fighting fury in each Achaean's heart. No stopping them now, mad for war and struggle. Now, suddenly, battle thrilled them more than the journey home, than sailing hollow ships to their dear native land. As ravening fire rips through big stands of timber high on a mountain ridge, and the blaze flares miles away, So from the marching troops the blaze of bronze armor, splendid and superhuman, flared across the earth, flashing into the air to hit the skies. Armies gathering now as the huge flocks on flocks of winging birds, geese or cranes or swans with their long lancing necks, circling Asian marshes round the Caister outflow, wheeling in all directions, glorying in their wings. Keep on landing, advancing, wave on shrieking wave, and the tidal flats resound. So tribe on tribe, pouring out of the ships and shelters, marched across the Scamander plain, and the earth shook, tremendous thunder from under trampling men, and horses drawing into position down the Scamander meadow flats, breaking into flower, men by the thousands, numberless as the leaves and spears that flower forth in spring. The armies massing, crowding thick and fast as the swarms of flies seething over the shepherd's stalls in the first spring days when the buckets flood with milk. So many long-haired Achaeans swarmed across the plain to confront the Trojans, fired to smash their lines. The armies grouping now, as seasoned goat-herds split their wide-ranging flocks into packs with ease, when herds have mixed together down the pasture. So the captains formed their tight platoons, detaching right and left, moving up for action. And there in the midst strode powerful Agamemnon, eyes and head like Zeus, who loves the lightning, great in the girth like Ares, god of battles, broad through the chest like sea lord Poseidon, like a bull rising head and shoulders over the herds, a royal bull rearing over his flocks of driven cattle. So imposing was Atreus' son, so Zeus made him that day, towering over fighters, looming over armies.